Good morning. Welcome to You Are God's Treasure. I'm pretty much settled on that God sees you as nothing but a light in the world. And He came to save you. We were working on Matthew 12 yesterday. And we're talking about the Pharisees and how they could see Jesus in a field eating grains of wheat on the Sabbath. And it's amazing. It's just amazing that every eon has, these times where surveillance is a big thing. All right, they should just left him alone to do his work. This world would be so much better place if they just left him alone. Anyway, so he was talking about David and how when he was in the wilderness and his men were hungry, they went into the house of the Lord and they ate the showbread. And really excited about talking about this because it seems so forbidden to go into the temple and take anything out of it, right? But it says here, he entered into the house of God and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests. Okay. Or have you read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say to you that in this place is one greater than the temple. Well, Jesus is greater than the temple. We are the temple. Right here, the temples, right? That's what Satan wants to sit in, right between our temples, right in our mind, where everything in our body is coordinated to that thing. I am so excited about what God is going to do in your life. He's greater than the temple, so have faith. Have faith, because this is what we're going to talk about today. The faith that overcomes the world. But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless. All right. When they stoned Stephen, he had the face of an angel, yet he was condemned to death. Jesus, they plucked out his beard and they sent him to the cross and they released a murderer. I don't know. But I do know this, is that as we walk into these mysteries of God, God is going to do a work in us that has never been done before. And he has planted this seed at this time so that he might show forth the glory of God in your life. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. And when he departed thence, he went into the synagogue. So he knew what he was going to have to do that day. Not only did he walk through this field, but also head towards the synagogue. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him? And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath day, will not lay hold of it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. Did they care that this was a true statement? Did they care that probably they've done this? You know, it's like when Jesus was, they brought the woman caught in adultery. Not the man caught in adultery, but the woman caught in adultery. And he said, well, you know what? He that is without sin cast the first stone. And he started to write in the dirt with a stick. And some people say that, oh yeah, he was writing who and who were guilty of what. And, the dirt is no evidence because it's trodden under man. And you know what they did after seeing their name and their sin? I think they just walked away. They've dropped their stone and walked away. No one gets out of here alive. None. None of us. It is determined that we die once and are judged. And yes, I would take hold of my cat, my dog, my sheep, and pull it out of the pit, because he's valuable to me. My children are valuable. If I had the gift of stretching out my hand and healing the sick, I would do it every time there was faith. Now, here's the thing, all right, the other day I was trying to find an electrician, and I just started at the back of the list and started to phone to the front of the list, because with every person that I use, even if they're expensive, they have to talk to me on the phone. They have to answer their own phone, or their secretary has to answer their phone. So I am not leaving a message and getting, a call back. I don't know who you are, but if you answer the phone, I'll use your service. Don't ever think I won't do that. I need someone to talk to first. I had to vet these people, make sure they're people. And I went through the list, and I got to this guy, and his name begins with an A. And I call him, and I said, I need my electrical done. And he said to me, I can't come, I'm disabled. And I'm like, wow, you're in the phone book, you're an electrician. You wouldn't think that it. And I asked him, I said, is it okay? Are you okay? And he goes, I got caught in a fire, and he had burned himself, and he was unhappy. And on that phone, if I had not called the electricians that day, I wouldn't. I've tried to call him since to see how he is, but his faith to answer his phone for electrical work, he got to talk to me, and I prayed for him. It was very interesting praying for somebody that didn't expect to get prayed for. And I've been praying for him every day, and I've been telling my friend Jason about him, so that if I do get a hold of him again, we can go pray for him and witness Jesus Christ, because God's healing him right now at a miraculous pace. His faith reached out to my faith, right? It had to be that way. He wouldn't have gotten me, without faith. We don't get God without faith, Excuse me. All right. And he saith to the man, stretch forth thine hand. Stretch forth thine hand. Stretch forth. I'm not going to do it unless you stretch. Stretch forth thine hand. Stretch forth. Use your faith. Touch my faith. Touch my faith. Touch my grace. And it was restored whole, like as the other. And this is, I'm just going to end here. And then the Pharisees went out and held counsel against him, and they knew they might destroy him. How they might destroy him. Heavenly Father, protect us. Be with my chosen people. Teach them to walk in your ways. Teach them all about you. Have them stretch forth their hand in your name. Stretch forth your hand. Walk in the ways of the Lord. Be blessed. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you for listening. Have a great day in Jesus.